Psychic love. Psychic love is a type of love that extends throughout humanity, although it is recognized in various forms. It is a type of bonding and intimacy that goes beyond the ordinary types of bonding. These types of bondings are especially common in what might be termed more primitive or natural or indigenous cultures, where the family unit is more tightly bound than in more industrial societies today. The interchange of time and communication and experience in family units makes possible a type of synchronicity of efforts and energies between the family members that make psychic development easier. The abilities gained by being in a family, especially a psychic family, are widespread. In fact, are useful skills for survival and also for relationships, which is interconnected as well. The connectivity that psychic relationships offer is much greater than mere verbal communication and is akin to animal communications that are not always just based on evidence of behavior, patterns of movement that are recognizable to other members of the species as meaning something, and of various sounds made by other members of the same species. So what arises, or what is evident in the psychic family, is a bonding of love, and this is through time and genetics and all kinds of experience together that builds this bond between the individuals, starting with the love between the parents before they were parents. And the entire structure of love within a psychic relationship is one that is not isolated to the individuals in love, because the individuals in love and in a relationship, especially if they're young, have the ability to have children and procreate for the furtherance of their lineage, which is the point that they are at of joining lineages in their relationship of love. So love is a fact and factor in the uniting of various lineages. So the millions of lineages that are now evident in the world at one time were fewer, yet the interconnection of them is also very strong, although as individuals we may not see that today in our present tense. So knowledge of the lineage and the past is always inherent in what we do as individuals, as in our relationships, and especially if we are in marriage or contemplating marriage, because it is not just the union of two people, but it's the lineage union. And there is so much that comes together in this point of marriage that it continues through and continues through time also. So these are nexus points, these relationships and they have great power, and the individuals in these relationships have great responsibilities, much more than to who they think they might be at the moment, or what lust and love is influencing their momentary decisions, because there may be a lot more happening that's influencing in one way or another, and they may have inclinations for particular types of experiences or relationships. It is now 3:38 a.m. on the 17th of February 2007. The establishment of relationships for propagation of the family and the species is the purpose of life, of human life especially, and of all living creatures on earth. Most of them have biological urges that attract them to the opposite sex, each of the other, and the procreative process is stimulated by those types of urges, instinctual and otherwise. And when considering the place of the individual in their relationships to others, the psychic component becomes especially important when choosing a mate, a lifelong mate, because there are certain advantages of having a psychic mate, or a psychic harmonized mate, or a mate that has, in other words, joined you. And this has many ways to try to figure out who is. And for a psychic, someone may be able to intuitively know whether their future together is going to be good, or they may have visionary experiences, they may have deep feelings, they may be able to have experiences together in the real world and be able to have pleasure together and work together and live together and have common goals. And these are, of course, the prerequisite for any serious relationship, romantic relationship. What we want to discover is the difference between a regular relationship, a regular romantic relationship, and a psychic relationship. The psychic relationship has various components or attributes that allow the couple and eventually the family and extended family to have a greater degree of intimacy. Now, why would one want greater intimacy? That is the goal of this type of pursuit of the psychic love, psychic sex, psychic intimacy is all very connected, and it all deals with family connections. And these kind of family connections are through the physical body, through relationships, through mother, father, children, brothers, sisters, relatives. All of these people are connected through the genes and should be connected through love.